Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We've missed you all. First off, a huge thank you to each and every one of you for your support, your messages, and for sticking with us. Even though we were away for a few months, life threw a few curveballs, but we're back now, stronger than ever. Starting today, we're jumping right back into the action, just like you remember, with more epic stories, breakdowns, and everything you love from this channel. So if you're excited for what's coming, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below to let us know you're still with us. We'd love to hear from you. All right, now let's dive into the action. Wonder Woman Vol 1. On a frozen winter night in West Billings, Montana, the neon sign of Kanigher's Q's buzzed faintly in the snow-heavy air. Inside, laughter echoed off the grimy walls of the pool hall as cigars smoked and cheap whiskey flowed. At the center table stood a stunning woman, tall and calm, with golden hair and piercing eyes. She wore a scarlet coat lined in golden thread, her movements poised, elegant, even deadly. Her name was Emily, and though no one in the bar knew it, she was an Amazon. As she lined up her shot, a drunken man swaggered over and slapped her from behind. The room fell silent as she slowly turned, locking eyes with him. In a blur, Emily grabbed the man by the back of the neck and slammed his skull into the table so hard the wood shattered. And so did his life. His blood painted the green felt red. His friends surged forward in fury, but she met them head-on, unleashing centuries of warrior training. Bone cracked. Screams rang. Within moments, Emily stood alone, surrounded by bodies and broken glass, the air thick with smoke, blood, and silence. She walked out without a word. By morning, news networks across the world lit up with horror. Amazonian massacre in Montana. Should the U.S. deport the Amazons? Is Themyscira planning a coup? Public outrage exploded. Riots broke out in front of the Amazon embassy. Old myths became fears again. Accusations that Amazons aimed to indoctrinate women and overthrow men. The U.S. government was forced to act, and into the chaos stepped a man forged by war and duty, Sargent Steel. At a high-end D.C. restaurant, Sargent Steel sat across from two foreign spies, sipping whiskey, appearing calm. The spies believed they were buying top-secret defense codes. Instead, they had walked into a trap. As they leaned in, Steele's phone vibrated with a secured message from the Pentagon. Steel, AXE has been approved. You're in command. Begin immediate deportation and neutralization of Amazon operatives. Locate Wonder Woman. Steele's jaw tightened. He removed his black leather glove, revealing a sleek, chrome-plated hand. Before the spies could react, a laser beam shot from his finger. The men fell dead instantly. Steel stood, dusted off his coat, and walked to the front desk. To the frightened receptionist, cowering beneath the counter, he simply said, "Give my card to the police when they arrive." Then he left. That night, the U.S. Congress passed the Amazon Extradition Act. Embassies were closed. Flights to Themyscira were arranged. Hundreds of Amazons left the country, many quietly, some defiantly, but not all. In a quiet Seattle neighborhood, two Amazons, Cybelle and Nyx, lifelong warriors and partners, refused to run. They had built a life together with their daughter, a bright-eyed child named Lyra. The three of them tried to remain invisible, but they were already marked. At dawn, black SUVs are rolled up the street. Sargent Steel and his elite AXE unit surrounded the home. He approached the front door alone and knocked. Cybelle opened it, her face calm but alert. Her golden bracelets shimmered slightly beneath the sleeves of her sweater. "Sargent Steel," she said. "Why are you here?" "You know why," he replied coldly. "Come with us. Peacefully. You, Nyx, and the girl. Back to Themyscira. No violence, if you cooperate." Cybelle's eyes narrowed. "You're threatening my family." "I'm enforcing federal law," he answered. Meanwhile, axe soldiers crept around back, peeking through a window. Inside, little Lyra played on the carpet, her toys spread around her like tiny warriors. But suddenly, Nyx attacked with the fury of a thunderstorm. She leapt from the shadows, cutting down 2 men before they could scream. She moved to protect her daughter, her sword flashing silver in the morning light. But a sniper's bullet struck her square in the chest. She collapsed in the yard. Lyra heard the shot and ran out. Her tiny feet pounded the porch as she screamed, "Mommy!" Cybelle caught her, dropping to her knees beside her wife's body. Tears ran down her face, her voice shaking. Steel approached, unflinching. "If you don't come with us now," he said, "your daughter will see both her mothers die today." Broken, devastated, but desperate to protect her child, Cybelle surrendered. And that was only the beginning. Over the following weeks, the Axe team hunted Amazon after Amazon. Some surrendered, others died fighting, but one name kept slipping through their fingers. Diana. Wonder Woman. Steel knew she was out there, and he would find her. After a long search, Agent Sargent Steel finally found her. It was snowing heavily in West Billings Cemetery. Cold winds howled through the gravestones like ghosts, whispering of war and blood. There, among the frost-covered tombs, Wonder Woman knelt in silence. She was praying, not just for the dead who lay beneath her feet, but for the peace that had crumbled since the Kanigher's Q's massacre. Her eyes were closed, her breath visible in the cold. The Amazon warrior prayed for truth, for justice, for something that had become dangerously rare. Then the silence shattered. Boots crunched through snow. Dozens of Axe operatives, dressed in black combat gear, fanned out and surrounded her like a tightening noose. At their center walked Agent Sargent Steel, the man with a metal hand and a mind hardened by orders. He stopped a few paces from Diana and smirked coldly. "Praying for murderers, Princess? Don't waste your breath. The ones you're mourning died because of you. Because of your kind." Diana stood slowly, her cloak drifting in the icy wind. Her voice was calm, but her eyes burned with quiet fire. "We didn't start this. My sisters didn't kill for pleasure. Emily acted in self-defense. I came here to remember the dead, not justify your war." But the conversation was never meant to end with words. From the treetops, hidden snipers took aim. In a blink, the air cracked with gunfire. 3 precise shots, screaming toward Diana's heart. But her reflexes were lightning. Her silver bracelets flared as she raised her arms, deflecting the bullets with a thunderclap of sparks. She narrowed her eyes. "You came for blood. Let's see if you can handle it." The Axe team surged forward like a wave, trying to surround her. But Wonder Woman was no stranger to ambushes. Diana launched into them like a goddess of war. Her movements were a blur of strength and precision. She disarmed one, tossed another across the snow, and used her shield to send a third crashing into a marble cross. The ground shook beneath the force of her strikes. Soldiers shouted, but none could match her. She didn't kill. She didn't have to. Her message was clear. She would not be taken. Within moments, the field was filled with groaning bodies and broken gear. Agent Steel, breathing heavily, dropped to one knee, not in surrender, but in frustration. As Wonder Woman stepped toward him, her senses sharpened. She paused, her gaze snapping upward. A sniper hidden in the trees, ready to fire. Her hand flew out. The lasso of truth uncoiled like lightning and wrapped around the hidden shooter, yanking him down through the branches. He hit the snow with a grunt, tangled and defeated. Now only Steel remained. She looked down at him. "You don't even know why you're fighting us. Ask about Emily. Ask what happened that night. The truth will shame you." But Steel was done listening. With a snarl, he lunged at her and threw a punch with his metal arm. She caught it mid-air and crushed it. The metal screeched, joints snapping under the pressure of her grip. Steel howled in pain as his prized, weaponized hand buckled in her grasp. "This war isn't justice," she whispered. "It's control, and I won't kneel to it." She turned and walked away, disappearing into the snow. And from that moment forward, Wonder Woman became an enemy of the state. The government branded her a traitor. The media twisted her image into a symbol of rebellion. A national arrest warrant was issued. The Amazon embassy had long been closed, and now the last voice of Themyscira was in hiding. But Wonder Woman wasn't finished. Meanwhile, far from the cold graveyards and concrete halls of the capital in a hidden mansion in the American heartland, a different scene unfolded. A man stood before a mirror in a candlelit chamber. Cloaked in regal robes, he bore a crown of black iron and held a strange, twisted weapon, a dark lasso pulsing with lies. It was the Lasso of Lies, the corrupted opposite of Diana's truth-bound relic. A servant knelt before him and placed the crown upon his head. The man looked into the mirror and saw no reflection. "Let them believe what I whisper," he murmured, "and I shall rule them all." He was the sovereign, and America was already his kingdom of lies. To be continued. And that's it for today's story, friends. Thank you so much for watching and for always supporting us. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more epic stories like this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. We'd love to hear what you think of Wonder Woman's journey. We're back, and we've got so much more coming. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay heroic.